Hello everyone, this is the first video on inter-process communication. Today I'm going to teach you how to send messages between two different C programs in C++. For that I'm using here Visual Studio 2015 community version. You can download it for free from this site. And here, the community 2015. And open it. I'm not going to do it because I have already done it. So after I've installed Visual Studio, you have to create new project. Go to File, Project. Here select Visual C++. Now Win32 console application. Now you have to give it a name. Let's do it server, and select location and okay. Select next, empty project and finish. So this is going to be the server. Here you have to create a server and a client. So for that, now create a C++ file, add. Now the headers we are going to include Winsock 2, include W sorry crap yeah WS2 TCP IP, include it, and the most common STDIO, the standard input out. Now to use the WS TCP header, we need to tell the linker to add a library. For that we need pragma comment. Now here lib and the name of the library. This is ws232.lib. Now we need to address info, where we are going to store the address. Address addrinfo. Let's name it first one result, and starting with null. We are going to initialize them later. Second, hint or reference. Okay. Yeah. Now let's create the main. So let's start. we have to create a WS data. WSA data. WSA data. Sorry, it was WSA data. Yeah. This will hold all the data of the server. Now we have to initialize it. To initialize it, WSAST startup. You have to tell the compiler what is the version of your Winsock. Here I am using version 2.2, so you can give it like this: make world 2,2, and then the object of the WSA data. Here. Now that it is done, I'm going to use this variable reference address, and this is going to be my final address. Okay, so first there must be any garbage value in the reference, so we have to clean that. 0 memory. Now give the address of the ref. Now the size of the ref. It will clear all the memory of the variable. Okay, not sure why incomplete type is not allowed. Oh, sorry, this has to be okay. Now we are going to add the details. Ref dot family. Select the AI family equals to AF underscore INT. This is for IPv4. If you want IPv6, you have to select init 6 or whatever it is. You have to select more two options: ref socket type, AI socket type equals to IPv proto TCP. Okay. Another one for the server, you need dot AI protocol flag AF underscore passive. Sorry. AF underscore. Come on, keyboard. Oh, sorry. It's AI underscore. Okay. Then it is flags. So much of typo. Yeah. So from here I am initializing, and now I'm getting the address, setting up address. Yeah. Mm, uh, to set up the address, you need this method, get address info, and here I'm going to use your address detail. Always start with 127 because you are hosting this your local server, so it has to start with 127, and then you can do whatever you want. Dot, let's say 78 67 32. After 127 you need three more numbers with dot betweens. That is your IP, server IP. Now you have to select a port. Let's say port number 1234. Okay, let's create a macro here. Define port 1234. Okay, and it has to be a string. Okay, now I don't need to use this number. I can use port here so that I can change it anytime from here. Now for the third parameter, this is the reference address that I'm going to use for this. That is ref, and you have to pass the address of the ref. Now address of the result, the final result will be stored in this variable. Now you have to listen for the client. Listen for the client. Okay, so first of all we need to set up a listening socket. So create a socket, CKET socket. Okay, let's name it so CKET socket. Usability socket, socket, and now you have to give the address info. So for that we have created this result address info. Result dot, what happened? It's not getting. Oh, sorry, this is a pointer. Okay, first we need to specify the family and then the type of the socket. So the socket type RDS result, the socket type. Now protocol, uh, proto AI protocol. So this will create the listening socket. Now we have to bind this socket to this address. So for that we have to use bind. Where is that? Okay. So, yeah, good. Now socket address. There is also is in result variable dot AI address. Now the address line, this has to be result address line. So this is done. Now that socket is binded, you have to listen for any incoming connection. So for that we have listen socket name, that is L socket SOMAX, so max connection. So max connection is used for maximum number of pending queue. Now you have to create a client socket. So another socket, CK SOCK, where is it? Yeah, CK socket, C SOCK socket. Here listening is done. Now setting up my client. After this listen command, after this listen function, it has to, if there is an incoming connection, it has to accept that connection, right? So to accept that, we need accept function and the listening socket L socket, and now we don't need the rest of the parameters, so I'm setting those null. Oh, L, so C, yeah, and this will return another socket, and I'm storing that value to this. So now I have set up the client. I'm creating a loop which will continuously listen to the incoming messages and print it to the screen. So let's create a loop. Do while, and I need to see the result of the connection. So for that I need an integer value which will store the result. Let's name it status. Okay. Now I need a variable, character variable, because anything that is coming from the listening port is a character, is actually group of characters, group of bytes, so we can store it in characters. And let's name it receive buffer, and it is a group of character, so I'm naming it receive buffer, and let's say the buffer size is here buffer size 0 to 512. Okay, let's do one thing. Instead of creating a integer variable, let's create a macro. Buffer size. Okay. Buffer size 512. Now I'm going to use this Okay, wait. Yeah. Now this buffer is now created, but it has random values in it. So I'm going to remove that, clean that all the random values in this buffer. And to do that, I need memset. Sorry, memset, and the starting of the buffer, that is of 0, comma, all the values to 0. I want to set all the values to 0. Now the size of the buffer, here you can see the size. So size non keyboard size of the receive buffer. This is receive buffer. What is the problem? Okay, I need to give the address of the first element of the buffer. So it will start from here, go to the maximum size of this buffer, and set all the values to 0. Now that it is set to 0, I can add the values. Okay, so to receive the value, we have received function, that is recv. So recv receive function. Now client socket, whatever the client is. Okay, now the receiving buffer, which is this. Now any flag, no, I don't want to send any flag. Done. Okay, I need another thing, that is receive buffer length. The length of the buffer is, I have the buffer size. Yeah, done. So this will receive the value, but to identify if the connection is broken or the connection is closing, the result will be stored in status. So how to set that? Status is equal to receive. Now if the status is greater than 0, then I have successfully received the value. Let's use printf, or okay, printf as what is this, receive buffer. Yeah. And another thing, okay, that is enough. So another thing, else break. So if I haven't received anything, or the connection is broken, or it's closing, so it will break the loop and go out of the loop. So here I have to shut down the connection. So shu shut down the socket, client C socket. Prices. The socket, and then SD, this is flag here, SD send shutdown. This will send a shutdown command to this socket. Now everything is done. We have to close the socket. Close socket. Here socket is C. Now we have to clean the server data. Now we are cleaning the server data. So WSADA data cleanup. SA C cleanup. Got it. Yeah, that's the server. So this is the server. Let's build it. Yeah, build succeeded.